In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum dear students, I hope you all will be fine. Today is Thursday, 14th May 2020. This lecture is for grade 9. The topic we will learn today is cell wall and the subject is biology. So student, open your biology book and go to page 72. I hope you will be on page 72. In front of you the topic would be cell wall. So this is our topic for today, but before starting this topic, let me remind you of the previous lecture. In the previous lecture we studied one topic that was about on cellular structure and their function. So we studied the structure of a cell as a whole. Okay, what components are present in a cell, that component we called organelles. Okay, so in that regard, these component in the previous lecture I told you that we will study all these component, their structure and their function. So this is the first part, the cell wall on that regard, and we will study this part. Okay, so let's start. Cell wall is present in all bacteria, plants, fungi and some protists. It is located outside the plasma membrane. It provides shape, strength, protection and support to inner living matter, which are protoplasm of the cell. The thickness of cell wall varies from cell to cell. We will also learn cell wall with the help of diagram, but first we have to know about some information of cell wall. Okay, so cell wall is not only present in plant, which is a general concept, okay, but it is also present in bacteria, and it is also present in fungi, and it is also present in protists. Okay, and where cell wall is, well, it is outside to the plasma membrane, which is also known as cell membrane. Okay, what is the function of cell wall? It provides shape. The shape of the cell, what you are seeing, it is the major contribution of that shape is due to cell wall. Okay, or cell wall is the contributor or of making a shape of a cell. Okay, it also provides strength and it also provides protection. Okay, and it also support the inner living matter. The inner living matter, I will just explain that in a diagram. Protoplasm. Okay, protoplasm are those inside the cell membrane, whatever or the area is, that is called protoplasm. Okay, so it include the cytoplasm, nucleus and all other organelles. Okay, so this is the boundary and this is our cell membrane. Okay, and inside the cell membrane, whatever the component is, we call that a protoplasm. Okay, so the thickness of cell wall varies from cell to cell, because as the cell grows, okay, or if a cell is of the different type, then the thickness also differs. Okay, some would be narrow and some would be thick. So let's learn cell wall with the help of a diagram. Okay, so first of all we said that cell wall is present in plants, fungi and bacteria and some protists. So these are all the cell of those organisms. Okay, it is the cell of here is a cell of bacteria. Okay, bacterial cell. Here is the fungi cell, here is the protist cell, and here is a plant cell. Okay, so first of all we will look at a plant cell where the cell wall is. So if you look to this green part, okay, this is the cell wall. Okay, and where it is present, where the yellow line what you are seeing, which is here, it is the cell membrane. So cell wall is outside of the cell membrane. Okay, it is present outside of the cell membrane. Okay, and whatever you are seeing inside this area from here to here, this whole place is called what? Protoplasm. Okay, this whole area up to here and to here, this whole area is called protoplasm. Okay, so the function of the cell wall is that it provides protection to the protoplasm. Protoplasm, by what does it mean? That whatever inside the protoplasm is, it provides protection. They mean that it provides protection to nucleus, it provides protection to the mitochondria, it provides protection to the chloroplast. So it provides, in simple word, it provides protection to all organelles which is inside the cell. Okay, and if you look to the bacterial cell, so the cell wall is also present here. Okay, here this is the cell wall. Okay, here it is the cell wall. Okay, and where is the cell membrane? The yellow part what you are seeing is the plasma membrane or a cell membrane. Bacteria have also another extra protection. Okay, that is in the form of capsule, and they mostly work in diseases also, and also it provides extra protection for the bacterial cell also. Okay, now look to the example of the Chlamydomonas, which is from the protist. Okay, this is their cell wall. Okay, and inside the cell wall there is the organelles. Okay, now here look to the fungus cell. This is the fungus cell. Okay, and here is the cell wall which is in the purple color, and here is the plasma membrane or cell membrane which is inside. Okay, so cell wall is always outside of the plasma membrane. It is located outside of the plasma membrane in all cases what you are seeing now. Okay, now let's move forward. So the outer layer of the plant cell is known as primary cell. It is made up of cellulose. Some plant cells have secondary walls. On the inner side of primary wall, it contains cellulose, lignin, and other chemical. In the previous paragraph, the last line of that paragraph was the thickness of cell wall varies from cell to cell. It means that when the plant is in the young age, their cell wall thickness is different when it grown up fully. Okay, or when it become mature. Okay, so the cell wall length, it varies to the type of cell. Okay, and also to the condition. Okay, because when the plant is in young stage, so there is just only a primary cell wall, but when it grows up, okay, so it also builds up a secondary wall. That primary cell wall is mostly made up of cellulose. Cellulose is polysaccharide. Okay, it is a polysaccharide. Remember, polysaccharide, poly mean and saccharide mean sugar. It is made from many units of sugar. Okay, now the secondary wall, which is inner to the primary wall, if you look to this diagram here, you will see here you have the primary wall and here you have the secondary wall. Okay, so primary wall is just next to or inner side of the the secondary wall is just next to the primary wall, and it is also to its inner side. Okay, not to its outer side. And if you look to the if you look next to the secondary wall, there is a plasma membrane. Okay, so as we know that the primary wall is made up of cellulose, then what secondary wall is made up of? Well, secondary wall is mostly made up of contain either would cellulose, also contain lignin, and also contain some other chemical. So secondary wall, as I told you, mostly present in the woody form, or in the woody area of the tree. Okay, mostly in the bark. Okay, and these secondary wall, they are composition of cellulose, which is a polysaccharide, lignin is an organic polymer, and other chemicals that would be hemicellulose and other chemical compounds. Okay, so it is the composition of these three components. Okay, secondary wall is made up of cellulose, lignin, and other chemical, which in most cases are hemicellulose. Okay, so in simple words, um, secondary wall is just an additional layer that provides protection. Now here remember that the secondary and the primary uh, wall or cell wall, when they combine, they both of their cell wall, it giving strength to the plant. Okay, but or to a tree, but the secondary wall, it provides rigidity to the plant. That's why the plant bark is so strong and it can grow up very tall. Okay, due to its strength and due to its rigidity. Okay, now let's move forward. The cell wall of prokaryote is composed of peptidoglycan, which is known as murine. It is a single large molecule made up of amino acid and sugar. The cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin. The cell wall of protists are made up of a variety of chemicals. Now, the cell wall which is present in prokaryote mostly or in bacteria, they are made from peptidoglycan, which is also called murine. Now what is peptidoglycan? So peptidoglycan is a molecule, a large molecule that are made from amino acid and sugar. Now remember, amino acid, they are the building block of protein. Okay, it is from the amino acid the whole protein is made, or whole protein, if you try to make, you can make with the help of amino acid. Okay, so it is the structural part of the protein. And if you look to the molecule of a peptidoglycan, it look like this. So the sugar part is this neg and name. Okay, so this is the sugar part, and this peptide bond, which is in green and which is in blue, these are the proteinaceous part. Okay, these are the protein part which is made from amino acids, and this is the sugar part which is mostly made from the carbohydrates. Okay, and the cell wall of the fungi are made up of chitin. It is another type of polysaccharide. Okay, and the cell wall of protists are made from a variety of chemical. Now variety of chemical means that there are many organisms. Some would have cellulose, some would have relative compound to cellulose. Okay, some would have other complex carbohydrates. Okay, so that's why they say to us that they are made from a variety of chemicals. Okay, and if you look to the structure of a cell wall, well, in bacterial cell wall, it look like this. Okay, these are the they are present in this manner. Okay, these sugar molecules are present in this manner, and they have made a net like structure. Okay, now in this in this side, it is the structure of plant cell wall. Okay, and the plant cell wall, these are the cellulose. Okay, these are the cellulose which is present in the crisscross form. Okay, these are the primary cell wall. Okay, and this is the plasma membrane. Okay, so this is the whole structure of the cell wall. Okay, and cell wall main function is that it provide protection. Okay, so I hope you will have understood this lecture. Okay, and my homework for this lecture is that you should search about it, how primary and secondary cell wall, primary and secondary cell wall help in the strength and protection of a plant. Okay, and if you search this, then also memorize the structure of the cell wall. What are the main component of the cell wall? Okay, thank you.